Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the all-new 2023 Lexus RX 350 Premium Edition, finished off in caviar. It has an MSRP right around $57,000. We are going to start off today's review with what powers this all-new Lexus SUV. So underneath the hood, this has an all-new 2.4 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, pumping out 275 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent to the front wheels, has a curb weight right around 4,100 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 7.5 seconds with a top speed of 124 miles an hour. And it has a fuel capacity of 17.8 gallons. You'll expect to see around 22 miles per gallon in the city, 29 out on the highway. And with those specs out of the way, let's take a look at this beautiful exterior for the RX 350. Now, the first thing that I want to start off is with the Lexus badge, which is also the forward-facing sensor. So it's nice that it doesn't break up the rest of the grille and it's right in the middle. There are plenty of cutouts in this grille to provide a lot of cooling to that engine. And you'll notice too, this still retains that hourglass design for the grille, along with this section just above the Lexus badge. So on the newer model, it looks like it kind of protrudes slightly more than on the previous generation, but I think it gives it a great design. There's parking sensors throughout the front end as well. This even has LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals, retaining that crisp design for that DRL. There's also fog lights down below, along with some more black trim. And then the hood lines meet nicely with this upper section here, running all the way back to the base of the windshield. So it gives it a really cool front end design to it. Now, this model also has the optional 21-inch wheels. They have a multi-spoke design to them, along with the two-tone finish. This has body-colored side mirrors with the smallest turn signal that I've seen, along with a chrome trim piece just in front of that. Full moonroof, roof racks on both sides. There's chrome trim surrounding all of the windows. And then what I like about the side profile is in the lower section of the door, this curved line, hopefully it comes off on camera, goes all the way up to that back door handle, gives it a very unique look, and it kind of curves back just a little bit depending on the sunlight and the angle that you're at. Now, the fender flares are body color. There is some plastic trim in the lower section, and I like how the chrome from the window goes all the way to the rear glass. It flows nicely with this window here, kind of an odd shape to it, but it looks very, very nice. For the rear end, we have the large glass. The wiper blade is tucked up underneath the spoiler. There's the third brake light. This has the backup camera, parking sensors as well, even the LED taillights with the connector bar. It runs right through that power liftgate. I think it gives it a cool design. There's some brushed accents in the lower section. This also has a towing capacity right around 3,500 pounds. So if you need to hook up a small trailer, you have the option to do that. Now, with this power liftgate, you can use the button on the key fob or the one that I just pushed on. And there's plenty of space for this SUV. There's tie-down hooks. There's also the spare tire up underneath the floor. This has this cover here so you can hide any items that you need to. You can also fold down the back seats. There's a 12-volt and a hook. You can put groceries or whatever bags you may have. So it's very convenient if you need to push those in a pinch. They will fold down, which is great to see. And then up top, you can close and lock the vehicle. One on the left side will just close it. So it's nice to have that as well. Now, for these back seats, in order to grab the door handle, you basically have to push on this button on the inside of it. So once I push on that, it will release. The door handle doesn't actually move like on a traditional car or a traditional way. Now, for this door panel, beautiful white and black leather. We have the all-new release handle. So you just grab the grab handle, you can push on that to exit, of course. Window controls, good amount of storage space, and that white leather makes its way to these seats, where I currently have this one reclined all the way with that one all the way up. So you have some adjustability for your backseat passengers, just to give them a little bit more comfort. I'm 5'10", I have plenty of room. There's also storage pockets behind the seats, the temperature controls, USB-Cs. With the armrest right in the middle, there are 2 cup holders and actually a good amount of storage on this back section. Pretty deep for that center armrest, so you can place some items there if you need to. Now, as far as visibility goes, we have a massive pillar there. So the window actually is, I would say, a little bit fake from the outside. We have this pillar from the inside, but there's the window on each side, so you can see around that. It really doesn't hinder too much visibility. And we have that side button there, which is a pretty cool design. Same with the front door handles, of course. with the same design, storage in the lower section, power folding side mirrors too. So all of those adjustments are located on the door. And then we have the heated and ventilated seats. It's very easy to get into this as well. Now for the all new interior, we have a lot going on, but let's fire this up. So that button is over on this right side here. And for the gauge cluster, it might be a little bit hard to see all the info that I'm going through along with the heads-up display. But for the gauge cluster, there's fuel, engine temperature, you can see your tach, miles per hour, and then there's some info that you can go through in the lower section. So currently you can see the compass, and if I scroll over, we can go through some other vitals that you can monitor just depending on what you'd like to see. Now what's really cool about all these buttons that I'm using right now, they're all located on the right of the steering wheel, and if I push on this pages button underneath it, you will actually see that you can adjust those buttons to control other information in the heads-up display. So again, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this on camera, but if I push on it again, now we have the distance pacing on this left side. On the bottom is the mode for cruise control. If I push on it again, now we're back to display, and then up and down is for controlling where the heads-up display is. So you can move it up, you can lower it, just depending on where you'd like to see it. There's the lane keeping assist along with the adaptive cruise mode too. On this left side, there's volume for the radio, and then we have those same dials with that pages button. So if I push on it right now, we have audio, tuning, and mode. If I push on it again, now we have Bluetooth, tuning, and another Bluetooth control. Pretty cool to see that integration. Now we do have pretty large buttons in the lower section just for that pages button, but it gives it a nice look. We also have more of that brush trim for the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, leather and wood trim on the steering wheel, and then the sensor looking right at us for the adaptive cruise. It can detect your face if you're not paying attention. Now on this left side, memory seating adjustments, odometer, there's dimmer switches for the gauges, the release for the fuel, and the rear liftgate. A little bit of storage if you need to utilize that. And then right in the middle, we have this all new touchscreen system. I just need to exit out of some of this information. Navigation in full screen, very nice to see that. There's presets on this left side, so I can quickly get into music, get to phone when that is paired. There's basically vehicle here just by pushing on that icon. You can go through the driving modes, driver assistance, where you can look at all of the standard safety features. Pretty cool to see that. There's tire pressure, vehicle alerts, and then you can go into settings. Not a whole lot of information, but I like that with this screen. It makes it very easy to go through what is offered. Now underneath that, still within the screen, heated and ventilated seats. They use the same 3 dials there, so just depending on what you're using. There's the heated steering wheel too. All of the climate adjustments, you can go through that info. And if I push on these 6 buttons there, you have frequently used and your comfort and convenience. So those will pop up. You can also swipe over to your drive modes, your heads-up display, look at your driving assistance, and then we have a few more icons there so you can quickly get through all of that. You can sync the AC, temperature, and fan speed are right in the middle. Actually, temperature dials are on each side there, so you can get those dialed in with your different temperatures, auto, and a few other buttons. It's nice that there is a physical button for volume. There's defrosters, even the heated side mirrors. 2 air vents are right underneath that, along with 2 USBs, and you have 2 USB-Cs, and you have even more storage, wireless charging pad, more auxiliaries, so you can charge more electronics. You have a lot of space to put those items. Now there's 2 cup holders, and then the all-new shifter. Very, very nice to see this. It's not too confusing to go through. So to put this into reverse, I'll push this to the left, push it up. It'll go back into its position, but you'll see R light up. Where this has the backup camera, a few different angles, along with the guidelines too. Gives you a lot of visibility for what's behind you. Now drive is over to the left and down. It's same thing as reverse. And if I just pull it straight back, that goes into the manual setting. So you can use these paddles. And then park is just behind that. I think it's a really nice design. There's more wood trim surrounding it. There's traction control, the auto hold, engine start stop, along with the electronic parking brake. And then for the center armrest, you can actually open it both ways. So just depending on if your driver or your passenger needs access, pretty cool to see that. That is not new for Lexus. They have done that in a few of their other models. Full moonroof, like I mentioned earlier, goes all the way to the back headrest. There's touch sensitive dome lights in the middle, along with all the controls for that sunroof and sunshade. And we even have the camera system in the rear view mirror. I love seeing this in vehicles. It gives you a lot more visibility. You have so many different adjustments that you can go through as well. So it is pretty cool to see that tech for this all new 350. But now let's go ahead, put it into drive, and get this out on the road. We'll go down into second gear, back into sport mode. We're in the manual setting too. and a gradual acceleration, and we are up to speed. It's very smooth in the power delivery as well. There's no jerky shifting, even with an automatic or using the paddles. It's just a nice power delivery to get up to speed. And hopefully you can tell from this angle just how quiet it is. Very comfortable too. We'll throw on the nav there so you can see that in full screen with the back roads that we're on here. Definitely a nice place to be. Now, like I mentioned earlier, with the Lexus brand, I really do like how they are finally integrating some other, almost not in a sense copying, but they're kind of catching up with the interior tech and the look that I think a lot of people have been looking for. Now, with the demographics of Lexus buyers, some of this stuff isn't exactly what they would be looking for as far as having a million different things. If you want a lot more technology like that, you go with a different brand. Not to say Lexus is bad in any way, but I like the simplicity of what is offered, but I also like having the upgraded look for like the new tech with the size of the screen and everything like that. So if you want a nicer looking interior, you don't want a whole lot of information, Lexus is a good brand. It's going to give you what you're looking for without going to that next level of 800 settings here, 800 settings there, that you're pretty much just gonna set it and forget it and move on. So I really like the simplicity of it with that modern twist. And this is a very practical daily driver with the amount of space that's offered. It's not the biggest two-row SUV. It's kind of on the smaller side. I wouldn't call it a crossover, but it's more on the smaller side. And it looks like it has plenty of room for all the information, for all of the items that you may have with you for the day, including a small trailer, which is pretty cool. Visibility is also very easy to see, and we made a quick UE there, but we'll give it one less acceleration from third gear. And mild acceleration, honestly, that was pretty impressive for the engine, for the weight of this, what it has to offer. I don't think you need more power, but again, I do think there is a hybrid available option that you can get for this. But I think that is going to wrap it up for this walk around review and test drive behind the wheel of the 2023 Lexus RX 350. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this SUV for me today. Check out their website. Also give this video a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.